And what's going on, everybody? UCF Jaguar coming at you guys from GenJag.com, and I am in Jacksonville, Florida right now, as Monday and Tuesday the Jaguars are going to be hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to 2 joint training camp practices before we play them in our preseason home opener on Thursday. So let's go ahead and discuss some things I will be looking out for over these next couple of days. Let's get it. Alright, so first of all, Jalen Ramsey is finally going to be entering his first training camp practice after being removed from the PUP list after having off-season core surgery. Jalen Ramsey, I love Jalen Ramsey. I think at the end of this season, he's going to be really in that conversation for the best cornerback in the league. I mean, he's definitely the best player on the Jaguars, but we'll see how he does this year. Maybe he can crack that top cornerback combo, or at least be in that discussion. The second thing I need to be looking out for on both sides of the ball are wide receivers versus cornerbacks. Both the Jaguars and the Buccaneers probably have, to be fair, probably definitely in the top 1/3 of the NFL when it comes to wide receiver talent. When you go to the Buccaneers wide receiving core, you see Mike Evans versus Jalen Ramsey. You also have Deshaun Jackson versus AJ Boye, and they also have Brian Humphries and Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin's a guy who I thought they stole from the 3rd round of the draft out of Penn State. I think he's a very good player, so that'll be really fun to watch. And also on the other side of the ball, you have Jaguars have Allen Robinson, Marquise Lee. I don't know if Allen Hurd's going to be playing, but they also have Westbrook. And then the Buccaneers have some good quarterback tandems. They have Brent Grimes and Vernon Hargreaves, who they got out of Florida in last year's draft. So that's going to be really exciting to watch. Of course, wide receiver versus cornerback is one of the more fun matchups to watch. But, in this camp, there's really just a lot of talent on both sides of the ball when it comes to that. The third thing I'm going to be looking out for is Dante Fowler Jr. versus DeMar Dotson. Now, last year when you watched the training camps before they had their Buccaneer joint practices, Dante Fowler was all over the place. I mean, that dude looked elite. It looked like he was primed to really have outstanding season. But once he changed up his competition after going against Jeremy Parnell, then he moved on to DeMar Dotson. Man, this dude went into a hole. He just was not good, and then it just seemed like that carried forward into the season. So we'll see what this matchup is like. We'll see how much more improved Dante Fowler is this year, and to see if he can make some kind of impact against DeMar Dotson this year. So that'll be really interesting for me to see. It'll be my first time really getting a look at Dante Fowler, so I'm really interested in seeing that. And number 4, I've been saying this dude a lot, but it's got to be Myles Jack. Myles Jack is definitely one of the more fascinating storylines for this Jaguar team, I think, this year. The first preseason game, he started off, I thought, a little bit rough when he was playing with the 1s, but then once he got into the 2s, once the 2s went into the game, they kept him in, and I thought he transitioned really nicely. He was making a lot of, after I was kind of disappointed in the first part of his play, he really picked it up toward the second quarter and stuff like that. Myles Jack, I think, is a guy who has an extremely high ceiling. I seriously love this guy. I'm really excited to see what this guy has to offer for our team this year. And pretty much every time he's on the field, especially during preseason, I'm going to be pretty much having my eyes locked in on him. But with that said, that's pretty much all I got. I will be at these practices the next couple days, so if you guys see me, holler at me. This is UCF Jaguar with GenJag.com. I'm out.